Hey everybody, Courtney here. I'm going to do a new tiny house tour and I'm going to ask some questions here and hope I get some feedback. So I'm here at the tiny house. We were building this house for my son, and my son has a disability, and he just found out that he got approved for some housing that we thought would take about 2 years. So he's going to be able to move into his own apartment now, which will be in town, which will be a lot more convenient for him. He'll be better able to work and have friends and be around people rather than out here in the country. So I have to figure out if we're going to Airbnb the house, which could be substantially more money and also more work, or if we're going to have a tenant. The problem is that we have this house. You can see that, oh, that's our house, okay, and here's our property, and then here's this house. So our house does not, sorry about the mess, it's in construction. Our house faces this house, but if you sit on the front porch of this house, you could see our front porch, but you're not directly looking at it. I'm gonna paint this door a real pretty white, and so come on in. All right, it's so cute in here. All right, so this is about 420 square feet. That's the front door. That's the kitchen. It's around 11 feet long. I have a refrigerator, sink, stove and microwave, and a pantry. And I have a really cute little table. I thought I would just put like a table and chair there in front of it. Or I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do that yet, but I wanted to show you this. We did not go with the crawl-in loft. For one thing, I'm a claustrophobic, and the thought of it just makes me but we do have storage up there. If we did rent it out to somebody, they would have quite a bit of storage up there. And let me walk you on through and give you a better view of this space. So it is, I believe, 16 feet across. So a normal tiny house is going to be put on a trailer. This is not, it's a tiny house in consideration of square footage, so by the standards, but not a movable tiny house, and those tend to depreciate. And because this is not a tiny house that will depreciate, because it's a standing actual house, what one might call a guest house. So the living room is right over here, and that's the kitchen. And so this is just one big open area. And the living room can kind of come back into here a little bit if you wanted it to. Like I said, I haven't quite figured out how I'm gonna do that yet. And then in here, we have the bathroom. My husband's been working on all this shiplap. We're gonna have a vanity here with a sink, toilet. I got a full bathtub, and I got the Delta 400. It's like the top of the line that you can buy at Home Depot, one that you can buy off the shelf. And I did a lot of study before I purchased it, because believe it or not, you have to get these tubs these days, you got to get them reinforced. And this one is already reinforced. It's worth the extra 50 bucks to just spend the money and get the higher quality. And I kind of went with the same philosophy on this tiny cabin that I did on our house. I'll show you that in a minute. That's our heating unit. I'll let you look at the windows. I didn't get the cheapest on anything, but I didn't get the most expensive either. I kind of got middle of the road. We're not big fans of sheetrock, so we prefer to have the wood, and we have a local sawmill here that we support, and we buy the 2nd grade lumber, so it's not the 1st grade. It feels a little bit more environmentally friendly, I guess, because you're taking the seconds that are not necessarily the prime wood. This is a Daikin heat pump, and it cools and heats, and they're super energy efficient. We purchased everything off the shelf, so there was nothing that was special order, because that raises the prices exponentially. The windows, I went with they're double pane, they're high efficiency windows. They're very high quality windows, but if you notice, there's no grids or anything in them. This one right here does, and it's because I got a really good deal on it, and it's at the side of the house. But other than that, the rest of them are just plain, and I don't think anyone would notice anyway. The door, I just went with a simple door off the shelf, And here is the closet, the one and only closet. There will be a tall water heater, skinny, in the corner. There's enough room for a vacuum cleaner and clothes and shelving in here. And let me see if I can stand back enough to show you that this is where the bed is gonna go. I'm standing in the closet now. So there's enough room here for a side table, a bed, a side table, and then I could do something here like a bookshelf to give some kind of separation, or turn the couch where it faces this way so that it would have that feel of separation. Let's walk on out here. I hope this isn't making anybody nauseated. Isn't this beautiful? Minus all the nasty trash. So, wow, this is kind of a mess. Okay, so look at this. Isn't this freaking gorgeous? We decided to go with this gable roof out the front, and it is so pretty. And we have this porch out here. It is 14 feet by about, I think it's 12 feet wide. We have stained the house. So you see, if you're here sitting on the back porch, you can't see our house. And I'm gonna put some comfortable furniture back here. I think I'm gonna try to figure out how to do a privacy screen right there so that we don't have to see them and they don't have to see us. And I'll plant some trees, but beautiful view out here. Many times there are horses out here in this field. We've been trying to get our neighbor to sell us this field for a long time next to us, and he won't sell it, but he has a lot of horses and a pond, and we would love to have it. All right. So that's the tiny house tour, and my question to you is, if you had the option to, you had a house, we've paid cash for it, we've cash flowed the whole thing, and it's cost around, probably gonna be close to around 40. We've kind of lost count a little bit because things got stressful and we were just paying for things out of pocket as we go, but we're figuring around 40. That is without the cost of the land or the cost of the septic. We already had all that. I feel like I could make our money back. I'm thinking, according to Airbnb, about $1,500 to $2,000 a month. Or we live in the county where there's a big racetrack, and people will rent out houses for the racing season, and I could get substantially more than normal rent. I'm thinking rent for this place would probably be around $500 to $600 a month if it was just being rented out, you know, for a standalone month-to-month type of, or a lease. So you're talking about a third less money, but no, not as many headaches. So I'm just trying to figure out what the best plan is with that, what we're gonna do, and yeah, I'd love to hear your opinion. Have you been a landlord? Have you done short-term rental with traveling nurses or something like we have, like the racetrack, or would you go with a long-term tenant? So, and we have some kids, we have grown kids, but I just don't know how I feel about that, because I want our kids to be independent, and should they be coming home and saying like, oh, you know, it's been a bad month, I don't have them, you know, can't pay the rent, it's a little bit tougher when it's your kids. So yeah, I'd love any feedback you guys have. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I'll have a lot of exciting new updates soon as we put the cabinets in and all the finished work. We should be done in about 3 or 4 weeks. Thank you. Bye-bye.